Good afternoon. This is going to be our BLET Academy number 43 instructor meeting. I know it feels like we just ended an academy, which we did back in February, but here we are again. We're going to press on through with this one. This meeting won't take but a few minutes of your time. I just have to check some boxes on academy dates, some of the cadet numbers, COVID protocols, and then give you guys some of the instructor information as far as testing, where you can find your lesson plans, PowerPoints, and just some other small items.
Okay, so
some of the important academy dates will be the start date of this academy will be May 3rd.
It's going to be
our state exam will be on September 10th, 2021, and it will once again be held at the North Station. Training and Standards was nice enough to agree to come up here. The testing sites for that date were both, I think both of the sites that were available were 2.5, 3 hours away.
Command staff.
So they agreed, as of right now, to come to the North Station test, which is a positive thing for us and the cadets. Graduation, we will have a graduation. Right now, that's going to be determined. The date, I'll get up with you guys kind of as the academy moves along towards the end when graduation will be. Post academy, we will have we'll have Taser, some of our computer-based systems.
That'll be good for our class.
And some other classes starting. It'll be September 13th, through September 24th. Field training set to begin September 27th. These are some of the important dates that we need to focus on in this academy. I sent out a schedule, I think a month or so ago. I'm going to send it out again, a finalized BLET schedule for all the instructors.
Things like that. So I just set that date towards the end, but I'll let you guys know as instructors when that date is. Right now, I'm anticipating post-academy being July 18th through July 29th. That could change, but as of right now, that's what I have set. I don't have any of the post-academy classes set yet. However, that's another thing I normally set and schedule when we're about halfway, 3/4 of the way through the academy. And field training is kind of all depends on post-academy. So whenever post-academy finishes, we'll figure out a field training, and Lieutenant Carpenter will set all that up with Captain Webster. Okay, this part of the meeting is going to be discuss our new partnership with Durham Tech. Some of you may already be aware that this is happening. Some of you may not be. Some of you may not know all the details of it. Several months ago, Durham Tech approached me about the possibility of us, if the sheriff's office would be interested in occupying one of their buildings at the Snow Hill Road campus. Obviously, I said, potentially we have to run it through our chain, which is what we did. And after several meetings and talks with the sheriff and the sheriff talking with Durham Tech leadership, we have come to an agreement, and now we will be occupying Building 2 at Durham Tech on the Snow Hill Road campus. Building 2 is when you're pulling into the parking lot, it's the building to the right, not the main building, which is Building 1. So my office is moving to Durham Tech. I'm actually been in the process the last couple of weeks of moving things there. I plan to totally be over there by maybe the end of next week. So my office is over there. Staff Sergeant Ellerby, her office is over there as the BDOT school director. Aside from that, there's no other staff there other than us two. The building is it's a much larger facility than the North Station. There's multiple bathrooms, multiple classrooms. We also have access to everything in Building 1, where there's a mat room there. So if you need some scenario training, if you need to utilize a mat room, as long as nobody else is using it, we can use it. If you know you need to use it ahead of time, let me know and I can book it. and speak to the dean over there, Dean Long. So we have access to that. We have access to their gym. We have access to their POPAT equipment. So it's a really big positive, us moving over there. I've yet to see a negative. Now we're not completely settled over there yet. Durham Tech's ordered. There's a lot of biomechanical stuff over there right now in some of the classrooms. They've cleared out a classroom for us over there that we're going to start in. And then around April or May, they're going to clear out the rest of the stuff that's in the other classrooms. So it's going to kind of be a work in progress, but we will have a classroom set up with everything we need over at Durham Tech on February 21st. Everything will be squared away. It'll just kind of we'll be kind of doing some things as we move along. But yep, you'll have access to all the equipment you need. I've moved all like our simunition guns over there. Anything we use for BLET, I've moved over to Durham Tech, minus our gym equipment here at the North Station. So it's going to be good. There's also a large conference room there that if we need to utilize that, we can. There's a small break room. So this partnership is going to be a really big positive for us. For my driver's training instructors, Durham Tech just bought, I think it's 2 or 3 new Chargers, and they have a couple of older cars. As long as the cadets produce their driver's license, which I've already provided all the driver's licenses to Durham Tech, we can use those cars for driver's training. I mean, obviously we still may need to use a couple of ours because we'll have 20 cadets in this class, or at least we're going to start with 20. But that's an option that we have. We can use their cars, so that's going to be a positive for our firearms instructors. I think in one of our meetings they said they could actually provide us ammo and targets for the range. So that's going to be another big advantage because obviously BLET eats up a lot of ammo for the 2 weeks that we're out there. So that's a big portion of the partnership going on right now. There's still some things in the works, so I'll let you guys know as I know more. Some more information about the partnership with Durham Tech is, and this is a really big thing that I'm really happy that we have now, is our instructors can now have the option of being paid for their time teaching or assisting with our BLET classes. Now, obviously, you're being paid through Durham Tech. So I've sent out an email a few weeks ago. Some people have responded, some people haven't. But if you look at that email, one, there's an acknowledgement form that I need, and it goes through some rules. And on one of them, I highlighted it shows whether you want to be paid or not. The reason I need those forms is, one, I have to document that you've read the rules of the college. 2, it tells Doug Thomas with Durham Tech if you want to be paid or not. So that way he can look at the schedule and he can set up your contract based on when you're teaching. So those forms are extremely important. The second part of that email is it gives you instructions on how to go to Durham Tech's website to apply as an employee. So that email is very important. I know we get a ton of emails a day and people just delete. But if you choose to be paid, that's great. If not, if it's your regular work day and you don't want to take comp time, and I understand that too. But now, especially for some of our longer blocks, this is a really good option. They also, I believe in the email I sent out, your pay is based off your level of education. So I think it starts off, I don't have it in front of me, but I believe, for high school education, you get like $27 or $28 an hour, and then it kind of goes up from there, from bachelor's to master's. So this is a worthwhile thing to do. Also, even if you just want to become an instructor at Durham Tech, they'll pay you to teach in classes out there. I teach out there some, and I know a few other of our instructors do. So this is a really good opportunity, and I'm really excited. And I know, motivations may be lacking a little at times right now. I'm hoping this helps because I know everybody's got a ton of stuff going on, and BLET is just adding to it. But unfortunately, we've got to get through this. We've got to get the academy done, these guys trained up and ready for the road. So that's a really great option that we have now. The other side of that is too, if you know who your role players are, if you're running like DV, or if you're running patrol techniques or rapid deployment, anything that involves role players, now they can be paid. They have to go through the same process as far as like registering as an employee with Durham Tech, but they can be paid. Now, I know in the past, sometimes when we've done these things, it's kind of whoever shows up that day, is going to be the role player. Obviously for this, we would have to know ahead of time who your role players are going to be, so Durham Tech can make them a contract and make sure they're paid. So that's another advantage. This doesn't have to be the instructor. You can be a role player, and you can be paid. So that's a pretty good deal. But they have to remember to apply at Durham Tech, and it's not a difficult process. Yes, you got to answer a few questions, but it'll be worth it in the end. Now, the big thing here is, I touched on it briefly, was now I'm not going to police your work hours, and if you're teaching and you haven't taken off of work, but yet you're being paid by Durham Tech, I don't have time to police that, nor am I going to, and I don't feel like that's going to be an issue anyways. But I just wanted to put it out there so I can say that I said it. Make sure you're doing things by policy in the right way, and that's all I'm going to say about that.
For BLET 43, there will be 12 total cadets in this academy. It was supposed to be 13, but that changed as of yesterday. So we will have 12 total cadets in this academy. Of those 12 cadets, 4 cadets will be from our detention center, and 8 cadets will be from outside.
Obviously have a lot of vacancies right now,
new hires.
So it's needed. But right now we are having 20 total cadets. That's what we're going to start with, 20 cadets. Of the 20, 3 of those cadets are detention officers. Okay, so we got a little bit smaller number of detention officers this academy and more new hires. So I'm excited about the number of cadets. It's going to add extra strain, obviously, on me and the instructors that are teaching. But we'll get through it. We've done it before with 20. We'll do it again because it's important. Obviously, there's going to be some blocks, firearms, scat, things that you have to have a certain student-teacher ratio. So I'm really going to lean on my specialized instructors and people like that, so we have enough people out there, so we're meeting training and standards requirements, because training and standards does pop up from time to time. They have all of our schedules, and if they're in the area, I can pretty much assure you, if they're in the area and they have the time, they're going to stop in our classes and see to make sure we're doing things the right way. Because if we're not, we don't have enough instructors, we don't have enough, we're not following the rules, they'll shut it down. So we have to make sure we're following their guidelines. All right.
In reference to the BLET 43 COVID-19 precautions, we're still going to require, until I hear something else, all instructors, cadets, and training staff will have temperatures checked once they arrive at our facility.
Durham Tech requires
all cadets will wear their mask and face covering while inside the facility. It will be optional for the instructors to still wear their mask and face covering while teaching.
I know last academy,
they don't have to. It's completely up to the instructor.
I gave them the option.
I think ideally we would have liked to have a class of 20, but once again, we're keeping the numbers down.
We'll still do all
due to COVID. We're going to have 2 more cadets than we had last time. BLET 42 had 10 cadets. We graduated 9. So we're going to have 12 cadets for this academy.
So that's the way I feel.
I believe as of right now, all cadets have been vaccinated,
if you're talking in a long block,
and of course, the majority of our agency has been vaccinated.
Kind of isolated in our own
so hopefully, we will not have any issues like last academy. So we don't have to stop the academy at any point in time for COVID. Hopefully, we can roll on through and get through these 19 weeks with no issues. All right, this is the most important part of the instructor meeting.
First off, I'd like to welcome our new instructors,
just some information relating to testing, your lesson plans,
John O'Donnell with
some
County EMS.
Other topics. First off, I'd like to welcome new instructors, Deputy Steve Foster
but he'll be
and Deputy Edward
assisting,
Ross. They'll
Captain
be teaching
Sparks
for the
with
first
Durham
time in
County
our
Basketball
BLET
First
Academy. I
Responder
think
block.
Deputy Ross has already
Tom Malone taught for so many years.
taught once in
I believe
VDOT, so we're going to welcome
the
them, and I
tracking
appreciate
block for
them
this academy.
offering to teach in this
And then Corporal
academy.
Thompson, I believe, he's got techniques of traffic.
Just like last time, your instructor lesson
going on.
plans,
So
the handouts, the
everybody in that group's
PowerPoints
kind of assisted with the academy before.
can all be accessed on the LEO Public Drive. Once you go to LEO Public, you go to LEO DO Training file, then you go to BLET Info Training file, then to BLET 43.
On to the lesson
This will have everything you need as an instructor. I'll have stuff up here, obviously, if you guys need anything, any resources.
BLET info,
I have all the DVDs if your class requires them.
44 folder. You can find
but as far as your handouts,
instructor lesson plans,
if you want to go over everything, which I highly recommend, I would go there and access all that.
Required for your block. I can't emphasize enough.
There, as always, the state issues pretty much two updates every
sometimes
year.
The state makes changes. Sometimes
pretty
they don't.
much in
Sometimes
January and July it
seems
seems to be when they issue their updates for the lesson plans.
So
some lesson plans may have been revised, some may have not. But all that information is in the BLET 43 folder. I suggest when you're making your test, you review the current lesson plan for the January 2021.
Talking about that testing, just like the last
lesson
two academies,
plans,
all instructors are
review
required
to make sure nothing's changed.
to make
Also,
their
there's
own
a
test
January
for their block
2021 BLET strike-through draft
Ideally, I need your
of the
test
lesson plans.
at
It
least
shows
2
you
weeks
any
before
things
you
they've
teach
taken
the
out.
block of instruction. That way, it gives
You
me
can
time
review
to
that as
it.
well. I also
Gives me
highly
time to
recommend
look
this is
through the
something
book.
I have to become
I also need,
familiar
when I say
with
I need a test,
my
I also
position.
need an answer key.
But the course
The answer
management
key
guide, it talks a lot
needs
about
to
the
have on it
practical
where the answer
exercises
is,
and
where I
what's
can
allowed
page
and what's
number, I can find it
recommended.
in the instructor lesson
So
plan,
it wouldn't be a
and
bad
the
idea for you
objective
guys to
covers.
look at that,
So
especially if
that's
you're
very
teaching a block
important.
with practical
That's really important. I get
exercises.
these tests in so I can review them before
Instructor attire.
printing them off and getting them ready for the cadets.
Class C uniforms are acceptable. If you're not going to be in a Class C,
If there's any
Class
issues,
A
I'll
or
call you
business
and ask you
attire
some questions, but most of the time there's not.
what's going to be
If
recommended.
you'd like a copy of
All
your
right.
last test of the last exam we used, I'm more than willing to do that.
Lesson
You
plans,
just need
I've
to
already
email
covered
me and
that.
ask for it.
Testing.
My recommendation
Testing, we're still doing like we did last
is that
academy.
your test should need to be at least 15 questions.
You as the instructor are required to make your exam.
Most
for
tests that people submit are
class.
20, 25 questions. And that's great.
The exam needs to
I'd
come
prefer
straight
them to
from
be
the
that. Some of
objectives. The
these
test
blocks are
questions need to
shorter,
be straight from
and
the
it's hard to
objectives.
get
That's what the state
20
exam
questions
is
out of
is
or 20 good
objective
questions out
based
of it.
questions.
So
Please, when you're making your
I know
exam,
some
make the
people submit a
questions.
10, and I really
make
don't
them
like
good questions,
because sometimes
but
the
make them
cadets
from
have
the
issues,
objectives.
with
You
it.
can,
They,
the
you
tests
know,
need to be primarily
have an issue
multiple
on a
choice.
test, and then they leaves them
There can be some
hardly
true
any
false,
wiggle
but
room.
I would like for the
So
questions
if you
to
can,
primarily
please make
be
your test
multiple
15
choice.
at minimum 15 questions. But most
When you
lesson
make
plans,
your
you should have no
test,
problem
there is
making a 20
a
question
BLET 43 exam header that I
right.
put into the BLET
Also, under
43
the
file.
BLET 44
Please
folder
use that
are
as
lesson
what you
plan
put your
revisions.
test on.
So it'll tell
If you send me
if
something
there's
that's
been any
on another
revisions to your
on
lesson
something
plan.
that you made or something like that, I'm going to have to send it back.
Course management
because
guide, which is
we're
essentially
trying to
my
keep
Bible,
everything the
that's what I go
same,
by.
trying to keep
For
everything
rules,
uniform,
and different
because
things
that's
for
what the
BLET
state
student
likes.
teacher ratios for different
When you
blocks,
make your
equipment
test,
that's needed for certain blocks.
please make an answer
I would
key.
encourage you all to, if you have time,
You have to
you're
make an
working on
answer
reading
key
one
with your
night,
test because I
something,
have to review the
just look at
material
it. It doesn't take long
and review
to
the
get
test
through. You
questions.
could even just, if you're teaching a certain block, especially
when you make your
specialized
answer
blocks, take
key,
a look at it. And
all that really needs to
just
be
read
done
through
is
it,
for
and
you
probably
to,
learn something.
you can essentially take your test, send me a
Another
separate
thing, instructor
document, just
attire, same
highlight
thing.
the answer,
You know,
and
wear
then
your
tell
Class
me
C
what
uniform,
page
Class
number I
A,
can
or
find it
wear
in the
business
instructor
attire,
lesson
things like
plan,
that.
and what objective it covers. That's all I need for that. That way it makes it easy if one of the
I think we
cadets
do
has
a
a
pretty good
test
job on
a
practicals. I
question
try to come out
on
and help when I can or be there.
one of the tests after they take it,
Obviously,
which
more
happens
instructors
quite a
better.
bit.
I'm hoping now that we can
It
pay
makes it
people.
easy for me
Maybe
that I
it'll
can just
help.
go back and say, okay, well, here's
Have
where
a
the
little more
answer is, and here's
enthusiasm
why that
for it,
answer is
because I
what it is.
understand it's, you know,
So
everybody's
please help
busy
me out with
between jail
that.
shifts, their regular duties,
And that pretty
just
much covers
life in
testing.
general. I get it. Trust me.
The only other thing I'd say about testing is I get some of the, we have some
But I'm
3-4
hoping
hour blocks, and
practicals
it's
go
maybe
well.
hard
Like
to
I
get
said, we
20
have
questions.
simunition still. we have all that
on
stuff.
those blocks. I understand.
Think we need,
Please
or
make
something you think
your
could add
test
to our program, let me know.
10 to
It's
20
something
questions
especially with
long.
Durham
I'm fine
Tech
with
now,
it
they
being
don't pay for
more
everything,
questions than 20.
there's
That's
stuff that I
perfectly
found
fine. You
over
can
the
have
last
50
couple
for
weeks
all I
that they
care.
will pay for.
But
So if there's things you
they
need
shouldn't be less
for
than
your
10
block of
questions.
instructions you
And
think
really
would
the only
add to
blocks
it,
that should
or
have
that
10
could make it
questions should be
better,
like 4-hour blocks,
let me know.
truthfully.
And email me, talk to me about it.
So that's it
and
for
I'll see what I can do to get
testing.
it if it's something you need for your block of instruction. It's not a problem at all.
As far as practicals go, just like
Disciplinary
last
issues,
academy, we have
we've
access
never
to
really had a
sim
problem with
rounds.
this as far as instructors.
We have plenty of those. We have sim
Obviously
guns.
for discipline,
I will ask
I
that
need to
something
try
we
to
ran into
try to get
this year
every bit of information
is
to me,
that if the sim guns have
as
not
soon as
been cleaned
possible.
in a while,
Last
they
academy
won't
we had
work.
some issues as far as mainly with
So
cadets.
if you use the sim
and all the
guns,
drama BLET 43 brought.
I'm going to try to make sure I tell the
But
cadets to take them
I'm
home
gonna
and
do my
clean them.
best to try to avoid
But you
that
as the instructor
this
should
academy.
emphasize
So
that as well.
any disciplinary issues,
So
obviously
we
we're
have
all
those.
grown
I think
here.
they're good tools for some
been in law
classes, so we should
enforcement,
absolutely use
you
those
feel like it's
if
something
you would
can
like as
squash,
the
great, but
instructor.
for the most part, I need to know
If you're
about
running
anything
stuff with
cadets.
practicals, please, like I spoke about a moment ago, please review the course management guide and look at what the state tells you. You have to provide them
Back to the
scenarios where
testing
they
thing,
can
something
win.
I forgot.
I'm not saying make the scenarios easy
The tests need to be submitted on the proper
for all of
form.
them, but
in the
they
BLET
have to have, it has to be a winnable
folder,
situation.
I have the BLET 44 exam
So
header.
let's
That's
try
just what
to
you need to
focus
put your
on that
test
so
on.
they're actually getting something
Say
out of the
BLET
practical
44, and at the bottom
exercises.
there's the date and the month
As
spot.
far as disciplinary issues go,
I'm sorry, a month and a year
I
spot.
trust everybody was really good last academy.
shows
With
when you
if they
update
had
the
any
test.
problems,
If your
they
test
would let
you
me
think
know.
it's still good from last time,
They would
just
handle
update
it.
the date and month
If it
on
rose
there.
above
But I
something
need
they
those,
needed to
'cause a lot
handle,
of
they
times people
always
are
told
submitting
me.
them, and then I'm having to
And we
go
had
in and
very
change
little
them,
of that last
because they
academy,
didn't
which
do it
was a
on the
good
correct
thing. So
form.
hopefully,
So
fingers
just
crossed,
please
this
take a note of
academy
that.
will
Other thing is, please
the
teach
same
the
way.
objectives. Don't, we all like to tell stories, and we've all got a million stories, and sometimes the cadets like that, but they don't always want to sit there and listen to stories. So the main thing is, we've had a few instructors, not many, that's pretty much they come in here and they just tell about every funny call they've been on, and that's great. It adds to the class and there's value in it, but at the end of the day, we need to teach the objectives. That's what they're going to be tested on, and that's what's going to keep them in or out of the academy. So we need to make sure they are taught the material, and then it's up to them to study it and apply it. So please teach on the objectives. I think that'll be about it for that.
As always, if you have any
guys
questions,
at all,
most of you
please
should have
do
my
not
cell
hesitate
phone
to
number. If
reach out
not,
to
here it is.
Okay.
It's 919-906-3533.
Everyone should have
And my office number,
919-635-3333.
Email me, call me. I'm available.
Right now,
If you have any issues, problems, concerns, please let me know.
This, however, will change once I get to Durham Tech.
I'm looking forward to a great academy. The last one rolled by, and it was honestly for my first academy that they were a really good group. So
questions, concerns,
keeping my fingers crossed these guys are going to be the same way.
Once BLET gets rolling, it's
But
kind of a
if you have any questions moving forward, give me a call. Thank you
20
all for
directions at a time. So
volunteering to instruct in this academy. I greatly
for your
appreciate it. We
class,
couldn't do it without you.
let me know
Thank
ahead
you
of
very
time.
much.
Shoot me an email, and I'll see if it's something that I can do. It's hard for me to remember everything from the last academy, so if there was some equipment that you should have had that you didn't have, let me know. If it's something we just ran out of during your block, let me know, and I'll do my best to see if I can get it for you before you teach your class. Guys, I appreciate your time. I'm really excited about this next academy. I'm excited to be at Durham Tech. I think it's going to be a really good, it's going to be a really big improvement for us. Not to be crammed to the North Station classroom with the loudest heating and air unit known to man in here. More bathrooms. It's going to be a much more comfortable setting, at least for you guys. So, like I said, have any questions, if you want to stop by one day over there at Building 2, like I said, I'm kind of in and out right now, but I should be permanently over there officially by the 14th for sure. So have a good one and be safe.